Good morning. Today is Tuesday, June 8th, and I'm your favorite Gen Z radio host, Nashita, holding it down alongside
the big mouth on the mic, Daddy Ritz, vibing out with you here on a Tuesday. Yay!
Yeah, and this is The Morning Shift, your source for hip-hop and R&B in the morning on CHUO 89.1 FM. And it's time for Giant Commemoration. And we're here with our interview with half-size giants. Memo and Chris, how are you?
What's up? What's going on? How you guys doing?
Doing great. Welcome back to the family again. Thank you for sitting down with us. I know it's been a busy morning for you guys, so thank you once again for sitting down with us. Enough respect.
Yeah, no, we appreciate you guys, man. We appreciate you guys for taking the time out and do this for us and for the family.
Yeah.
And it helps Giants' legacy live on, you know?
Yeah, so true. It's been 2 years since the passing of Giant. How's it been for you guys for this 2 years anniversary coming up right now?
Well, it's been a little surreal still for the last 2 years. I mean, it's still one of those things you sort of think about it every day, and you're just like, did it really happen? You know what I mean? But you know, you kind of get to accept it as time goes on, and you sort of try to find purpose in it and reason on why it happened. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie and say it hasn't been hard, because it has been tough. It's definitely held us back in terms of making new music, because we don't know which way we wanted to take it as far as without Giant. But yeah, man, it's been tough, but we're managing. We're making it work. You know, we've done a few events without them, and you know, we managed to include them somehow, some way. But you know, moving forward, I think if we do some new music, it's, you know, Ironic and I will figure out a way to keep the flavor the same. However, you know, not replace them, but just add to it. You know?
At the end of the day, overall, what matters most is that his memory lives on eternally, and that's why we're here today.
Yeah.
Commemorating his death on the day of his death.
Yeah, we just feel like, you know, this time in 2 years ago was just supposed to be such a great time for us as a group, as friends.
It was the reboot.
You know, it was the reboot of the Giants. You know,
it was a comeback.
15 years of doing nothing to finally saying, hey, we're here, we're back, we're doing it, and then to have such a tragedy happen like that was the last thing on our minds.
Yeah, I remember the night he came by the radio station. He was on freestyle with me and Sweet Tunes, and he came by and said, yo, we're doing some big things, we need to do some interviews and stuff like that. And he was so excited to promote your amazing new album coming out, and it was just like, it was a great vibe from him. He was literally in the car driving from work, and he's like, I gotta stop by this radio station and give some love.
And he went from work at I want to call it the Congress Center. It's not the Congress Center no more. He went from work to see you guys right downtown.
Yeah. And I always remember that picture, because I love that picture. I love seeing him. He got the CHUO sign in the back, and he's got the earphones on, and you could see he's singing. And that picture just captures his soul completely. You know, just the whole vibe of the night, how he was feeling, what he was going through, his emotions, everything were captured in that one single moment of time. You know, and yeah, man, it's just he was very excited that night. He was on top of the world.
He was on top of the world that night. He was on absolute fire. The world was at his fingertips, and he was ready. He was ready to promote our single "Girl You Know" with Danny Fernandez and take it to the next level. You know, and then everything just came crashing down.
So how did you guys?
3 hours of the next morning.
So how did you guys got together for the album? Like, what was the idea? I know you guys were doing your own separate things at the time. So what was the idea to bring you back together for?
Yeah. So originally the idea was, I took such a long break from music that I, you know, after such a long time, decided I wanted to get back in and start doing my own thing again. You know, the two of them had still been doing things over the years, and me, I stayed completely absent from music from 2004 till about 2018. Picked it up back and decided, you know, I wanted to sort of do a group thing again. Just I wanted to do the Lightning's Fast track and do a video for it, because I thought, you know, it's a good way to showcase, one, who I am and where I come from, and make the video, show a little history of our group in the video. And then after the video was released and the buzz around town was that, oh, you guys are getting back together, it was like, oh, I guess we're getting back together.
A new interest. Yeah, a new interest.
Yeah, I guess I'm not doing my solo thing anymore. I guess we're gonna keep doing this. So and I was fine with that. At the end of the day, it's really what we all wanted, right? But it seemed right, and it seemed like it was the perfect time for it. We were all in a better time in our life, in a better place. But they say things happen for a reason. So
I'm still trying to figure out the reason.
Yeah, but let's just hope that he's he's gonna make it happen somehow, and we're gonna see it through, and but we are hoping that we're gonna come through with some new music soon in the next year or so. Some new Hashtag Giants things to drop for sure.
You always have a home here at CHO.
For sure.
Oh no, we know that.
Absolutely,
Man.
you guys
it's all family, man.
Yeah, man, for sure. You guys have been supporting us since day one, man. 92.
Yeah.
Without a doubt, hands down, CHUO 89.1 FM is the cornerstone of community radio in the nation's capital, HSG 613,
and
no doubt.
And especially when it comes to local acts with hip hop and stuff, ain't nobody supporting more than you guys.
Yeah, he listens every morning. Religiously, he puts it on in the car. I don't even, you know what I mean? It's just,
gotta go on, man. 89.1, 7 a.m. You know me. I got.
As soon as we jump in the truck to, get the day started, boom.
Yep.
Do you have a question?
My source for hip hop in the morning. So.
She said, do you have a question?
I just wanted to say, as somebody who came on to CHU a little later, and I didn't. No offense, I didn't know who Half Size Giants were before I interviewed you, and then I, hearing all about Giants commemoration and everything that he's done for the group and everything he's done for the station, I can see how much impact that not only he had, but you guys have as a group, and I think that's so remarkable to see, a local group have so much nostalgic thing.
Yeah.
So many people can relate to you guys, and I just want to say thank you for everything that you do, and thank you for all the music that you've put out, and for new music that you do put out, we will definitely play it here on the station.
For sure. No, we appreciate that. And really, it's just like, it's an inspirational thing, right? It's to keep passing the torch along.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, we had our moment, we had our time. Things happened. We came together at a later time. Things happen, whatever it is, what it is. But you know what? We're still here, and you never know what can happen, right? So I'm still hopeful for the future and for things to come. I still have a lot of things I think I want to do and say and put out, regardless. So yeah, man, I don't think the music ends here. Whether Giants here or not. I think now he's just looking over us and maybe helping us push.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to add on the show today, could we play Giants Shoot the Youth track?
Yes.
And this whole track embodies police brutality and marginalized youth. And Giant embodied that whole concept with this. It's his legacy solo track.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's something that I think we should play in his honor.
Yeah, if you guys are playing anything, we'd like that one played because it's his day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, it's Half Size Giants, but we're not doing this in any way to try to just catch shine or catch something.
This is for
off.
Giant.
It's just for Giant.
It's for Markland.
Specifically. We're not trying to just do it because it's an opportunity to get it in
every year. Every year.
We visit his mom on Mother's Day. We see him on his birthday. We see her on his birthday. We see her on her birthday. Like we're trying to do the right thing by him.
Family. Family takes care of family.
Yeah.
I remember a time when I first met you guys. It was before I did the radio. This was I was in still high school. We're probably all still in high school at that time. It was the air band competition at the Congress Center. You guys and it was a big. You guys with the big light. You were the guys. They're coming on stage. I'm
we were
awesome.
I think we were like the headliners.
You were the headliner for that thing. It was an awesome show. You guys did an awesome show, I have to say.
And Markland took off. Markland was wearing a denim jacket with no shirt. and he took off his denim jacket, and he got, as he was holding the mic, his jacket got stuck on a shoulder, and no. I helped it off. I helped him remove his jacket, James Brown style.
Yeah. Well, that was Giant's signature move, right? Because he had the body, right? He had the abs and the pecs.
This guy came out the womb with 10 abs.
That was his thing, right? He you got me doing the Spanish thing, you got Chris doing the English thing, and like you get the little like and then as soon as Markland opens his mouth with the reggae, it's oh my god, all the girls love it.
I'd steal the show.
And then as soon as the reggae's done, now his shirt comes off. It's like, thanks, man. You know? Yeah, that was his thing, man. He always stole the show.
Yeah. I was a pasty, skinny white kid. I wasn't taking my shirt off.
It was a good show. Once again, it was a great show. Like, do you remember any other shows that you guys did with Markland back in the days, Giant himself? Did you remember?
Yeah, man.
When we opened up for Snow,
I was gonna say that.
At Lansdowne. It was us and another young group by the name of TDTDT. Too Bad to Be True. Us and Too Bad to Be True opened up for Snow, and this was at the height of Informer. 12 inches of snow. He had just come back from Japan.
Yeah, and the show was actually done at the Civic Center, which predates the Palladium or the
it was it was underground,
which is that was where the actual Senators played. That was where any major concerts were held, right? So it was a big deal, and when we did the show, we actually were brought on stage with was it like Ninja motorcycles?
Wow.
There were 3 motorcycles.
Kawasaki
Ninja drove us on stage, 3 of them with a ramp, and we got on, and then all 3 bikes faced the stage with the headlights shining, and then they revved the engines, and then we got off the backs of them holding water guns
and sprayed the crowd.
And then as soon as the intro hit, the smoke exploded. We started spraying the crowd with water. Just the place went crazy.
And then we did our signature track.
And we did our track.
Triple scoop of BMW.
Yeah, suspension.
Black, Mexican, white, and even suspension, because we were in grade 8 at the time, and the chorus of that hook was 1 day, 2 day, 3 days, or 4, and then Markland would come in. Please teach us, suspend me no more.
Yeah, because we're just young, right? So we're just trying to rap about the things that we know. Like we're listening to rap from the States, and I mean that was their reality. It wasn't our reality. So we knew that if we're gonna do hip hop, especially hip hop in Canada, especially hip hop in Ottawa, Canada, we're gonna have to keep it real to our reality. And at the time, hey, we were just kids, and what were we doing? We were being mischievous kids getting suspended from school. So we're like, hey, why don't we rap about that? Because a lot of people can relate.
The gun violence wasn't where it is now for youth by any means.
Yeah, and I mean, even at that, if you want to go back to the gun violence in the 90s, is we actually did a song on gun violence in 1994, which we were with a label at the time, which brought us to New York and New Jersey. They wrote the song for us and recorded the song. We recorded it, but it was never released, and it was supposed to be a whole thing on gun violence. It was
called Harmonia.
It was called Escape to Harmonia, and
it was called Escape to Harmonia, and it was basically this theoretical, imaginary place where
no
guns don't exist, and it was right after Ottawa's, ironically. First drive-by shooting happened
outside one of our shows.
A gentleman by the name of Nick Battersby was gunned down on Elgin.
I remember.
And we had the song releasing around the same time frame. So this is kind of where the message to nonviolence.
Yeah.
And
but the irony of the whole thing that always gets me is like in the chorus of that song, it was like, we'd be like, so what you gonna do? Escape the Harmonia 4 times. And then the last line of the chorus was Markland's line, and his line was to say, where you don't need a gun to feel safe. And I just find that so ironic now because of what happened to him, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But hey man, like I said, we're just here to remember him again and just to show the city that, we did lose something big at the end of the day.
The entire city lost a king.
Yeah, we lost, and we lost our opportunity to possibly put Ottawa back on.
And I'm not going to get into details about his death, but I mean, at the end of the day, all I'm going to say is a sucker killed a king.
Yeah.
A sucker killed a king.
So true. But once again, I don't think it's the end for you guys. I think there's a lot. You still have the great positivity that Markland gave to the group, and I think you should move forward with that. And once again, we're here to help with anything you need to move. And honestly, honestly, you guys are part of my family because my wife is part of the Markland's family. His grandfather was her godfather. So it was family. Like it's there.
Yeah, man.
So you guys don't give up on that. I want to see Half Size Giant doing some more big things in the city.
Yeah, no, man. We're on it, man. We're on it. Like I said, it's just between pandemic and work.
COVID
and everything else.
That's
COVID
one thing.
Really.
Giant was not around to see COVID.
Yeah. That's good. Yeah, you're right.
This man would be putting his conspiracy theories through the roof.
Not just that, it's like, you know what we say too is he had a proper send off, and we're just so happy that it wasn't COVID when it happened, because you know there was a lot of people that wanted to say goodbye, and it was able to happen. You know, so
for sure.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, but once again, thank you.
Thanks for having us on.
No problem. Thanks for sitting down with us and taking the time with us. We'll always remember the Giant himself for giving us the great music with the Half Size Giant on his solo stuff too, and the vibe that he has. Like it was bigger than the world, and we will miss
peace,
that.
love, and justice. Peace, love, and justice. That was Giant's message to the world.
And at the end of the day too is one thing I do want to add is that, you know, we grew up in the 90s in a time where hip hop in Ottawa was very rare, you know.
It was
in the States. The States was the place for it. Toronto had a little bit more grab on it, but Ottawa was still sort of new to it. So, you know, we came up in a hard time, man, where, you know, going and record in studios where you have engineers looking at you like they don't know what you're doing. They never had someone bring them a beat and record over a beat. You know what I mean? So everything was there was a lot of learning to come up and do, and we sort of we came up in that, you know.
There was no punch-in. You had to do your verse.
It was all tape. It was
beginning to end in one take.
Yeah, you know, there was no digital. There was nothing. So, you know, I just want to add that, you know, we came up in this time where it was really difficult, and everything that we did, you know, it wasn't an easy feat to do in those days, you know, like not just anyone could have a video, not just anybody could be on Much Music or whatever. You had to actually be doing something, you know. It's a lot easier now to, you know, film your own video and get it out and stuff. So, you know, but like I said, I just want the legacy to live on, and just, I want people to understand, you know, really what it is we help build in Ottawa when it comes to the hip hop community.
And I, you know, I'm excited to see when COVID is over, to see another show with these headlights and these motorcycles. Like I want to see it again.
Water guns.
Dope. Yeah, the water guns.
On those Kawasaki Ninjas was so hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. That's how you pronounce it, right?
Yeah,
on those Kawasaki Ninjas.
Yeah.
We were kids, so the whole aspect of these tiny little kids coming up on these big motorcycles was just embodied.
It was cool, and it's like we stole the show again from even the headliner. You know what I mean? Like we had a bigger entrance than Snow did. You know, like and that was the one thing we always tried to do, and that's once again when it comes down to what is a half size giant. Well, originally half size giants was, well, we're half size in body, we're just young, we're just kids, but we're giants in talent. We're giants in everything we do. So that's what we wanted to always prove. Our show's giant, our music giant, everything we do.
And Markland's nickname, you know, like in Jamaica, everybody's got a nickname, and his nickname was Dave. I mean, his whole family and everybody called him Dave. I mean, unless he was at school, a teacher was calling him Markland. His nickname's Dave. Like David and Goliath,
for a reason,
and that's exactly what a half-size giant is the underdog who perseveres against all odds, just like David to Goliath.
So true.
I'm ironic. IRONIC. This is Memo Moreno, HSG 613.
All right. Any final words that you could say to the listeners out there, to the fans of Giant, that we can have that last word from you guys?
Well, I just want to say once again, you know, take the time to, you know, think about him today. Today's actually the day he passed, the 7th of June. maybe take some time out and say a little prayer for him, and maybe I don't know, man, play a Giants track, play something.
Yeah, look him up on YouTube.
Yeah,
Shoot the Youth.
Shoot the Youth.
Shoot the Youth. Anything under HSG.
And then just learn the history, man.
Big up to Nashita. Big up to Daddy Rich.
Big up to Dynamic and all the crew out there.
Yeah, sure, man. Dynamics family too.
Yeah,
Rossley, the whole nine.
Yeah.
And before we get into music from Giant, is there any social media, anything you want to shout out before we end off the interview?
Yeah, so HSG613 on YouTube. Also, I go Memo Moreno on Memo Moreno 78 on IG and on YouTube, and Facebook, all that good stuff. You could find my artist page on Facebook, Memo Moreno.
You can find me on Instagram at iro.n.i.c, or check out some of my solo tracks and videos on Ironic Television at YouTube.
That is awesome. Well, thanks once again, guys, for sitting down with us, and we will bring you back again and again and again. Enough love. So once again, thank you.
Once again, we really appreciate you guys.
Every year. Every June 7th, Shoot the Youth on heavy rotation on
For real.
Well, what we're trying to do, one last thing I just want to add is what we're trying to do is we've got some unused verses and hooks and stuff from Giant that we're trying to just locate, get a hold of, and find without any background music that we can possibly flip and turn into new music, using us as writing the new and then using that as a hook.
That is awesome.
And one final thing I want to add about Markland Anthony David Campbell's legacy, aka Giant Ja. He was also one of the Canada's outstanding black men of 2020.
Yeah, he was nominated by Shifter.
He was nominated and won by a select. He was nominated and won by a select panel by Shifter. On Kevin Bourne for putting him on, and that's on his tombstone.
Yeah,
that's on his tombstone.
Yeah,
and what he did. I mean, again, I'm not going to relive it, but what he did was absolutely fearless. So I'll just leave it at that.
Well, once again, thank you for sitting down with us, guys, and let's get into some more. Let's get some music. Let's get some music. Let's get the vibe going. All right.
Yeah. So we're about to get into the track from Giant. The track is called "Shoot the Youth" here on the Morning Shift, CHUO 89.1 FM.